I can see the sounds.
It is. I always find it interesting to see my voice appear as a blue squiggle on a screen.
Is it the blue squiggle you expected?
It's the blue squiggle I've always wanted. I don't know if it's the blue squiggle I deserve, but it's the blue squiggle I've always wanted.
I mean, I can change it about. I can zoom in and out on the blue squiggle.
Can you? Can you change it? Whoa.
How's that?
Whoa!
How's that for the blue squiggle? Is that the blue squiggle you deserve?
Yeah. No, I think it is.
Hello and welcome back to the Space Jam Continuum. I'm Chris McLaren.
I'm Carl Noble.
And we're here to continue our ill-fated quest to try and reconcile the entire Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies universe into one coherent lore and cinematic universe.
Yeah, I think it's going well at the moment.
I think it's going well. I think, only time will tell if we're right about Porky the Fourth's fate.
Well, that is true.
But Porky the Fourth being out of the picture would really help me both in my willpower to continue watching.
I wasn't a fan,
and also in reconciling everything together.
Well, that probably will help. Like, I wasn't a massive fan, but I don't want to say loathed him, but you.
I don't think really I particularly loathed him as much as I just really missed
Porky the Third.
Porky the Third.
Yeah.
He was
but
my boy.
That's the one that we were with all the way. You know? He held our hand through the early stages.
He lets us down. He gets our hopes up. He lets us down again. Inevitably.
He's consistent.
Yeah.
In letting us down.
He's got an arc that repeats over and over again. But I liked it. I got used to it. It was comfortable.
Yeah, no, it's good. And hopefully he's gonna be coming back, making a resurgence, but we don't know.
Well, yeah.
We need more information.
We need more information.
And
more information we can have.
Okay.
We've got a nice little mixed bag today, I think.
Yes.
Next one's a Porky number, but we're going to have some Little Blabbermouse.
Oh, we haven't seen Little Blabbermouse yet, have we?
No, we have not. We also we have another cheeky Sniffles. He's becoming quite a fixture.
Sniffles.
But we're going to end on a special treat today. But
it's a big one.
It's a big one, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Right now, let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
We're going to watch The Chewin' Bruin. It's a Porky Pig number from June 8th, 1940.
That was interesting.
It was. We've got a couple of questions right off the bat.
Yeah.
Was Porky a child in that? When he was sitting on that mustachioed dog's knee?
He was
is that just acceptable for someone of diminutive stature?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, it would make sense that he was a kid, because that definitely seemed to be the vibe they were trying to give off.
Yeah.
Like, Porky's a child, and he's talking to, an older guy listening to his hunting tales.
A tall tale, I reckon.
Or is he just normal Porky age? And because he's small, maybe the guy only had one seat, and he's just sat on his knee. Maybe that's just the relationship they have.
Things we've seen Porky hunting before.
Yeah.
And, so I think this one probably took place before that. Because, it seemed like someone sort of mentoring him to an extent.
Yeah, that's kind of what I took away from it. Is this is the guy that Porky learned to hunt off, and also learned to keep dogs off. Because I'm thinking that was, the sub dog. That's what I'm thinking.
Really?
Well, yeah.
I mean, the hunter was a dog himself, and then so otherwise it would be a dog keeping a dog situation.
Yeah.
Which is sort of is, but is that?
I'm thinking it's husband and wife, because that dog was called Daisy. So,
oh really?
Yeah. So I'm thinking female dog, wife, and she just kind of likes being that way,
dogging about.
She was quite comfortable in her dog life, and maybe she wasn't born sentient, and maybe she harps back to simpler days.
So I think young Porky put a bit too much stock in the activities of this one mustachioed dog.
Yeah,
both in his hunting habits
And his personal lifestyle
and his
choices.
personal lifestyle choices. Yeah. Okay.
But
That makes sense to me. That rings true.
Yeah.
That works for me. We witnessed, and obviously, like, this is an unreliable narrator, so we're not entirely sure, but we witnessed various tools being rendered useless by their own sentience.
Yeah.
There was a bear trap. It bit a bear.
The bear
bit it and it ran off.
It did.
And then he points the gun at the bear. The bear roars at it and it went all droopy.
Yeah, it got scared.
So this is a problem in the Toon world with any tool, really.
Yeah.
Is that
as soon as it becomes stressed.
Because as soon as it becomes stressed out,
it could potentially turn sentient.
Yeah, it gains a sentience above its station as an inanimate tool.
And becomes useless. But the thing is because this was him telling a story, is he just, elaborating and just,
Yeah, I mean, the entirety of the episode pretty much was the mentor hunter, the dog, just telling Porky about this time he killed a bear that really liked his tobacco. Yeah. Now...
Yeah, we're fairly convinced he didn't kill that.
Yeah, I mean, because the story towards the end gets a bit absurd. He's talking about punching the bear.
Yeah.
And that's how he dealt with it. And then he says, and that bear never got my tobacco. And then the bear's head on the wall goes, oh yeah, and spits in the spittoon. So we think he just came to a nice arrangement with the bear, whereby he gets bragging rights for having killed the bear. He gets to tell this story. And the bear mainly lives in the next room.
Yeah, with his head through the wall.
With his head through the wall when he's got people around.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, because it can only be when he's got people around, because you're not going to be staying there all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd be like, no, when you got people around, give us a shout.
And the bear gets the tobacco he loves so much, and the dog gets bragging rights.
For killing the bear. See, that makes the most amount of sense to me. Now, with the dog's story, the dog seemed like a bit of a dick. Because he came across some, what was it? Muskrats? Was it? So he came across like a little family. He's out hunting and he came across a family of muskrats and he's like, so I pointed my gun at them just to scare them, and they all ran off like dick move. And then there was like a deer, a big buck, and
and it had like trumpet antlers that it could play by
horns
by squidging its own nose.
Now I don't know if that is an actual animal.
I don't know if that's what deers are like. Or if
maybe it's only some deers.
I didn't really think about it at the time, but it's just sprung to my attention as I said it out loud. He squidges his nose, and like deers have they don't have hands.
No, but it could have been a sentient one because pigs don't have hands.
Yeah, but this deer was like in the wild, but living like a deer.
Yeah, maybe he's just horrendously mutated. Maybe it was a Toon power. Maybe it was. But maybe he's just horrendously mutated. Maybe this was a sentient deer.
I'm going to be keeping an eye out on the front limbs of deers that crop up in the
not in Toon world, not in
see
our
if
world.
See if they've just got human hands.
Just a set of hands there. Yeah, but there again, because it was his tall tale, that's really what we have to take it as. We have to take it as it's his tall tale. So I'm thinking it's probably...
Because why would you discredit your absurd tale about beating up a bear by swinging in so early on with... And also there was a deer, and it had horns for horns, and it had human hands!
I mean, yeah... But like maybe,
and then Porky's
so enamoured. He's just like, oh wow.
Porky is an idiot.
He is, and
he tried to be sceptical about the story because he tells him about the bear, and he goes, "Oh, that's ridiculous." Did he really? He's like, wow. You've managed to keep up a healthy scepticism for about 2 seconds before buying right into this, Porky.
Yeah, which realistically,
this is why Gabby Goat is an oil tycoon, and you are back at home with your mum and dad
with your nice hat.
And someone else's kid.
Well, maybe not so much anymore.
No,
we think you got out of that. We think you got
out
of that.
It's this kind of feckless attitude.
It is. So yeah, that we're assuming that was Porky the Third back in time when he was learning to hunt, or kind of spending time with a mustachioed dog.
A mustachioed dog, possibly in an inappropriate relationship because he was sat on his knee.
Yeah, or close family friend.
We just don't know.
We don't know. We haven't got enough information. There wasn't enough information around that because it was mostly a bullshit story by a dog.
Yeah, and currently he's not a character. He's just in that category of
lying dog,
of basically dogs that we just describe.
Yeah,
like that dog that killed all those people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we haven't seen him for ages.
In a while. I was placing as a recurring character, but I haven't seen him in a while.
I'm
With
sure
his
he does.
corncob pipe.
Yeah, I'm sure he does crop and his murdering ways.
Murdering ways.
I'm sure he will crop up again. But
I hope so.
Yeah, we haven't seen him for a while.
We haven't seen the last of that dog that killed all those people.
Yeah, so that's what I'm taking away from all of that episode.
Yeah, I think that's pretty in depth.
Yeah,
we got a bit of an insight into Porky's past and then
how he ended up the way he is.
And then some worries raised about the efficacy of tools if, as soon as they become stressed, they become terrified. And
but maybe this is why
they started breeding animals
to be their jobs, because they were less likely to just
they could reason
that it wasn't going to be that much of a problem, which is why I got pelicans as cement mixers.
And they'd already know.
Cement mixers got stressed and went, oh, no. They had a midlife crisis left to find themselves.
Yeah. Do you think there's like a colony of cement mixers outside?
Well, they're all living in some sort of commune and everything's made of wood. Can you concrete that posting? I don't do that.
I don't do that anymore.
Bring in some pelicans if you want some concrete, mate.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's reasonable because it means sentient animals bred for specific jobs.
Yeah.
If they were going into a stressful environment, they'd know that beforehand. Exactly. They'd know what that's about.
Yeah. There's some remuneration.
They'd sign some sort of waiver. They get paid as well. I reckon that's it.
Yeah,
objects start becoming sentient, getting stressed out, and so they had to replace them with animals.
Yeah, and there's certain items out there which haven't been replaced by animals yet, so they're still using those tools, and it's just kind of hit and miss as to how long they're going to last.
Absolutely.
There we go. Fucking hell, we took a lot from that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting.
Woo! Good episode.
Okay, new character time.
We're
getting Little Blabbermouse in.
Little Blabbermouse.
In the creatively named Little Blabbermouse.
Yeah, well,
from July 6th, 1940. It's been a month. A month.
Wow.
The war's really taking a toll on toon production.
I mean, it would. There was a war on.
Right, Little Blabbermouse, July 6th, 1940. Well, that certainly gave me some insight into various things.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, the Little Blabbermouse asked a lot of questions, but he didn't really talk that much. It was more, the guy kept telling them to shut up.
Yeah. I think if he'd been allowed to blabber
uninterrupted,
he probably would have done.
Yeah.
So Little Blabbermouse, he's going on the Sky Ride.
It's
like a little cable car tour thing.
Of a shop,
Of a shop.
Yeah.
So what's interesting here to me is that it seems, and we've seen a bit of this with Sniffles, is that mice and possibly other tiny animals have their own other society.
Yes, yeah.
Like it's almost borrowers-ish. Like everything's made out of other stuff. Like his desk was like a little matchbox. And
and like bobbins and string and all that sort of stuff.
Marshmallows for cushions.
Yeah. It's cushion or food, not both.
So that was interesting because it gives us just something else that's underlying, like the underwater civilization.
Yeah, so there's obviously going to be certain civilizations which we just don't see a lot of.
Yeah.
And that does lend a bit of credence to the tool civilization that must be out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Must be.
The colonies.
Yeah.
But the other thing I found interesting is we saw quite a lot more of the sentient objects in this one.
Yes.
Mostly bottles and jars and things of various...
basically everything in the shop that they went past. It seemed to be some sort of
but it was
item zoo.
Yeah, it was mostly further examples of when an object being sentient is probably not a great idea.
Yeah.
You know, the sleeping powder was, snoring. Like
Vanishing cream, that vanished.
The cough syrup was spluttering around the place.
That's not what you need.
It's not what you want when you've got a cough.
No, you don't want that in your medicine cabinet.
Yeah.
At night, and it's always got a cough.
So not great.
No.
Sentient bottles, not so much.
No.
A good idea.
So
because they get sort of high on their own supply. Almost. Yeah. It explains why you have to replace these things more often than you'd expect to.
Exactly.
The bottle itself is consuming way too much of what it contains.
Like a shaving brush that was shaving itself.
Yeah, it's not going to be a brush for long.
Exactly. It'll be a shaving one hair.
It's a shaving stump.
Yeah, and that's useless.
And then it's just a stump.
But that did get me thinking. Cough syrup that coughs. What do you give to cough syrup that coughs? Do you give it more cough syrup? Does that help get rid of it?
A tinier bottle of.
Yeah, but surely that's coughing as well.
Yeah, it was difficult.
What do you do?
The order book. He was loving his job.
Yeah.
He was loving his job because you don't need a person operating that order book.
No, he's there just doing his bit.
He takes the order.
Yeah,
writes it on himself.
Pencil wasn't sentient though, was it?
Well, just as well.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. But there again, what's going to stress out a pencil?
But also a little insight into how Porky can maybe why he runs out of money. Money is sentient and has arms and legs.
Yeah, so it literally runs out.
It just bugger off.
It just runs out.
As it pleases.
I'm gone.
Which, could either be just generally irritating, or if the money, or if enough money could be brought under the wing of someone who had some control over it.
Yes.
If the money was working at someone's behest.
Okay. So
then it could really keep someone in a position of power.
But I mean, the thing is that like we work under the assumption that things only turn sentient when they snap under their moment, so they get stressed out. So it's not necessarily that like all money.
Maybe it's like all coins that were just like sort of dropped in the street, or
or possibly only money that was around during like the Great Depression. When there was a lot of stress.
I like that.
When there was a lot of stress on money, so any new money is fine, so it's not stressed out.
For any coins minted.
Yeah, exactly. During the Depression.
And in the wake of the Depression.
Yeah, stressful times. And maybe we're seeing more of it now because it's wartime. So more and more items are getting stressed out because supply is low. So, there's stress on demand.
Their kind is essentially dying out.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of stress. So that's why we're seeing more and more sentient items kicking about.
Anything rationed.
Yeah.
It's just like, look,
it's under stress, yeah.
And they're like, I'm sure I have more relatives.
So maybe that's why we're seeing more and more sentient items now than we have previously and potentially later on. Because they're under stress.
They're dwindling and they're stressing out.
Exactly.
That's good. I like that.
There you go.
I like that. That's solid. I don't think much more to take from that episode. It's given us some stuff to look out for.
Yeah.
But in and of itself hasn't answered that much.
No. Like for a new character, it was quite a good starting episode because, I didn't get sick of him. I didn't get annoyed with him because he wasn't, even though he was the new character, he wasn't really the main character in the story.
Yeah.
It was more about the guy doing the guided tour and then the items that we see.
I do think in future, because it seems like his thing is going to be like just blabbering like tons and tons of questions
until somebody stops him.
Like Macaulay Culkin in Uncle Buck.
Yes.
So I think in future Little Blabbermouse episodes, we should just note down every question he asks and answer those questions.
Yeah. So, we can have him as a fan writing in.
Yeah. And this one in from Little Blabbermouse.
Yeah, we've got to try and solve it. Okay, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so that's going to be the format for future Little Blabbermouse.
We need a pen and paper.
Events.
That can preferably write itself.
So next up we have Porky's baseball broadcast from the same day. So I'm wondering if it's just going to be Porky Pig telling us what's gone on in the baseball of late.
So Porky's now got a job as a...
Maybe one of them stays as Porky Pig and one of them gets a job doing the baseball. We don't know.
That is true. It could be. Let's find out.
Let's find out in Porky's baseball broadcast, July 6th, 1940. Porky's got himself a new job.
He has.
He hasn't done that in a while.
No, he hasn't. He's now just announcing baseball.
Announcer of the baseball.
Yeah.
Which is odd.
He seemed pretty good at it.
But
he started with stutter, but then he never did it for the rest of the game.
Yeah. And also, Porky the Fourth was always hamming the stutter up a bit much. So now, by comparison, Porky the Third stutters nothing to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. And like it happened once, and it seemed to be like once he got warmed up, he was in.
Yeah.
So maybe he was just kind of he hadn't done his practice, his practice bits, voice warm ups that artists do.
The tip of the tongue, the teeth, and the lips.
That's the one. Well, I mean, not just that one. There's other ones, I imagine.
Well, probably.
Yeah, but
probably. I don't know. It's not like we have decided to record our voices.
No.
Week in, week out.
No, but I definitely don't do any warm-ups.
We have a lot of tea. It's mostly the same.
Yeah, it is pretty much the same.
But yeah, it was interesting for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, there were some interesting points.
We're back in Unnamed City, which we're pretty sure is their equivalent of New York.
It did seem to be because they've got the baseball stadium. It wasn't the Yankee Stadium.
It was the Yankum Stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
But they know what they're about.
Yeah.
But so, well, I mean, we'll get to the bigger point, but let's just we saw some things during the baseball game that give us some insight into the sport there.
We did.
Bats are sometimes
just bats.
Just bats.
Yeah.
Their efficacy as a baseball bat wasn't proven. It just flew off, and then they used a regular bat for the rest.
Exactly. Well, he was a batter. You had a sentient baseball.
Yeah.
Which was horrifically used as a baseball. But there again, I suppose they're probably always going to be sentient after first use, because that's got to be pretty stressful.
Yeah, I guess
have you been hit with a baseball bat before?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd like it.
I imagine it'd be quite stressful. So I imagine after baseballs will be made, not sentient, first use, get hit with a baseball bat, become sentient, then they're screaming across the pitch.
Yeah. So, but then I think we've started to see a little bit of because also in the previous episode as well, as the sort of line between human toons and animal toons seems to be repairing itself.
Yeah.
The line between animal toons and sentient objects seems to be wider than ever. They don't seem to have much respect for the sentient object.
No, they don't, because they're not recognising them as toons, are they?
In the previous episode, after carting through on that little Skytrain thing, and seeing all these sentient bottles and things, these crazy bottles and these sleepy bottles and whatever, when the cat comes near the end, and they rush the cable car back, straight through a load of bottles, just runs them down.
Yeah, they generally don't care. So,
and then here, it's like, they don't seem that bothered about the screaming baseball.
No, but maybe because it's quite a new thing that's happening so regularly that they just haven't yet identified them as, they're not seeing their sentience. They're not seeing them as. Yeah, but there again, they still eat. They're still eating animals and stuff like that. I mean, we still haven't seen, pig eating pig or anything like that.
But close as damn it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but as we said with the eating meat of, maybe it just doesn't matter. Maybe they just don't care that much. Yeah.
But so, as I said, the line between animal toon and human toon seems to be just slow. It's slow progress, but I think the progress we're seeing is because human mayor.
Yeah, the mayor of unnamed city is a human. Obviously we erroneously mentioned that the monkey mayor,
but he wasn't the monkey mayor. Exactly. He's the building commissioner.
Exactly.
But we've seen a lot of monkeys in high positions.
But the thing is, at that point, was
it a human mayor and a load of monkeys?
We don't know.
We don't know.
But now there is a human mayor, so I'm thinking that has gone a long way.
But if we think about it, when we saw the monkey government in place, that was 1937. It's 1940 now. So there will, chances are...
It's going to be some sort of election.
If they're working on, 4-year terms, there's probably been a shift in...
Yeah, so the human mayor must have had a hell of a campaign to turn around.
Because he wasn't didn't look like a charismatic guy. He was he was a sort of 2 foot by 2 foot block of a man.
Yeah, with a big smile. And
Yeah.
I mean, a very disingenuous smile.
But yeah, but we did see, like, in the audience, like, you're starting to see humans muddling in with everyone.
Yeah.
There's a giant playing for the Giants.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense, because if humans were suddenly going to be, like, welcome back in somewhere they hadn't been welcome in a while,
yes,
who's going to be the human who's bolshy enough to go, do you know what? Yeah, I'm going in. Yeah. It's going to be a giant, isn't
Obviously, because they don't
Because you're not going to argue with that.
You're not going to pick on a giant, are you?
No.
Realistically.
Because he's a lot bigger than...
Yeah.
Because it was a dog he was throwing back for big.
Yeah, and he was at least like 2-3 times the size of.
Yeah. Oh, much more.
And wide as well.
Yeah.
He was wide.
So yeah, humans sneaking back in. Porky's got a new job.
Yeah.
And objects are maybe the new downtrodden lower class.
We are going to have to keep an eye on that, because it might end up that there is going to be some sort of item revolt.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see, like, based on the theories, the war theory, that if it dies down, when we're reaching sort of the maybe the later 40s,
yes,
where it's like, okay, it hasn't been war for at least a bit now.
Yeah, well, because I think it was like like 50, 53 when rationing started kind of phasing out, because they still had rationing for like quite a bit after the war.
But I also don't know how bad that was in the US. Yeah,
I'm not sure. So I know obviously here it was into the 50s that we still had it, but there again, as items are starting to become more available, that will reduce the stress. So hopefully it should fade out long before rationing
ends. And we'll just have to deal with the poor objects who ran off to whatever commune.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they've gone somewhere nice.
Fiji.
Yeah, they've gone to Fiji.
Oh, no.
Fuck it, let's roll with that. They've gone to Fiji.
They've gone to Fiji. Again, till a better theory presents itself.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do a Cheeky Sniffles episode.
Yes.
It's called The Egg Collector. He's had some stuff going on with eggs before. He's got a thing about eggs. But then he was being dared to collect eggs.
That was like a treasure hunt, wasn't it?
Yeah. Before we do that, however, we're going to have to...
I think it's that time again, isn't it?
We're going to have to go begging.
Yeah. Well,
just briefly.
Yeah. We'll get the little tin pan out, give it a shake.
So it's that part of the show we don't like doing very much, but...
it's not our favourite part, is it? There's no cartoons.
There's no cartoons in it at all. Basically, we put out the show every week, and we put it out for free. We're going to continue putting it out for free.
Always.
And just the fact that any of you listen to it is very much appreciated.
Oh, that's
great. But, keeping it online, it does cost us...
it does cost a bit of money just to kind of keep things up and running.
Yeah, we're part of a podcast network called Kaiju FM, which has a couple of other great shows on it. And basically, we've set up a Patreon account for Kaiju FM, and there's various reward tiers. You'll get access to an exclusive podcast for just the Patreon backers, which Rob does about kaiju films, and then. There are a few sort of, I guess, stretch goals sort of things. Like we want to start up a YouTube channel and get some stuff on there, as well as putting all the shows on there if you prefer to listen to stuff that way. And we want to do a inter-show D&D podcast. And so if we start getting enough cash in through that, then they're all possibilities.
They are.
Every little helps, and if you can even give $1 a month, which is less than 25 cents an episode, and if you listen to the other shows on Kaiju, even less than that.
Yeah, exactly. And it really does help out a surprising amount.
Yeah, it's just it wouldn't take many of you to really just help us keep it above water,
keep it alive.
But if you can't commit to donating, that's absolutely fine.
We're still going to be here.
Don't stress about it. We'll still be here.
We're still going to be doing it.
We'll still be watching cartoons and drinking tea and talking absolute horse shit.
Exactly.
Please go over to kaiju.fm and click support us and take a look at the Patreon page. Thanks for listening.
Cheers.
I believe that role-playing games are art. Specifically, role-playing games are theatre, which means theatre artists are natural role players.
What sort of hat am I wearing?
That's the important details.
Is it like a tricorn hat? Yeah,
He has got into full theatre mode now.
Right,
This is amazing.
So they want to be entertained. I'm going to give them a shot with my iron and my tricorn hat.
Life's a game. The world's our stage. And we're merely role players. Merely Role Players, a podcast where dramatic people play role-playing games. Hosted by me, M.J. Starling, in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Find us at merelyroleplayers.podbean.com or search your usual podcast app for Merely Role Players.
But yeah, a little further view into the world of mice.
Yeah.
So we're watching The Egg Collector from July 20th, 1940. So Sniffles has fucking Alzheimer's or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. Like, he's after this... Well, he's amateur
Collecting
collecting
which he uses
for
as a verb
eggs.
quite delightfully.
Yeah. And the one he's after, the egg he's after, is a barn owl egg.
He would love to amateur collect one of those beautiful eggs.
So him and his mate, the bookworm,
Yeah?
because the bookworm knows where there's a barn owl kicking about.
Yeah.
I don't know how he knows, but he knows. They go out to collect this egg.
Now you might be thinking, you've already watched this one,
Yeah. And you know, I mean, you might have already watched it.
and you'd be forgiven for thinking that.
Yeah.
This was a completely different Sniffles steals a barn owl
It
egg.
was.
But it goes over to this church loft
Yeah.
with Bookworm.
Yeah. Oh, bookworm.
Or Bookworm.
Bookworm.
As you like to say.
Yeah.
He finds the egg. It's already cracked, like the one from before.
Yeah.
Open up. Little buddy's there.
Hoot, hoot. Yeah, love it.
A big barn owl friend, he's there.
Yeah.
Sniffles has no memory of any of this.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, you know, small elephants always forget. Always.
Baby elephants always forget.
Baby elephants, they always forget. Because he has no idea that he's
There's
done this
no
before.
recollection of this at all.
Yeah, doesn't remember that he's met the baby owl, doesn't remember that he's collected the egg and been given the egg,
Yeah.
doesn't remember that he's met the giant owl.
Because I presume he was given the egg,
Yeah.
and then he's just left it somewhere.
Yeah.
Because he forgot he owned the egg.
Well, he probably left it there.
Oh no, because he was taking it back for that scavenger hunt, wasn't
He
he?
was. But then maybe he forgot he was on a scavenger hunt and just left it in there.
Left it in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely no recollection of any of this
Nope.
happening.
Not whatsoever.
And that's...
And then he goes on to insult the barn owl.
Yeah.
Who
he
was
made
his friends?
His mate. So they're not mates anymore.
Well, no. He said some rather hurtful things
Yeah.
about the big
He's
owl.
become a bit of a cock.
Well,
But
maybe he's
he
always
was-
been a cock.
Yeah, but...
He
we
just
haven't had
forgot to
much
be
insight.
a cock.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't very insightful as an episode overall,
No, but
but
it did lead a lot
it's
to...
raised a tragic side of Sniffles.
Yeah, it is a bit sad. I mean, is that basically going to be every episode of Sniffles is going to be him pissing off a barn owl, collecting an egg?
I just don't
Is that,
know.
is that what we're going to get? Maybe
Maybe
that's...
this is why he had to skip to another Tooniverse.
Yeah,
One where elephants don't always forget.
yeah. Weird.
Maybe.
Poor little beggar.
But yeah, not much from that, but it's just a bit
No,
sad.
I did watch a bookworm hump his way up a bit of
Yeah,
rope,
that,
though. That was
you
weird.
didn't like the animation on
No,
a
bookworm
climbing a rope.
No, because he's got hands. He's got little grabby hands, but he's got no legs.
Yeah, and it did when he's going along the ground.
Yeah.
He's fine. When it's upright, it does look like he's just sort of thrusting.
Like dry humping,
Dry
whatever
humping
he's
a rope.
grasping.
Yeah. So less of that, ideally.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
But yeah.
That weirded me out.
That was very strange. But yeah, not much to take from that one. Just a bit sad.
Yeah.
But you know what time it is.
Ah, I know what time it is. We've been waiting for this.
We've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
We were alarmed today when we made the file for today's podcast. It was like, oh, episode 17. We've done 16 episodes without a key part of the Looney Tunes universe.
Yeah, the thing that most people identify as being, the Looney Tune.
We have done 16 episodes without Bugs Bunny.
Yep.
Well, he's here.
He's here!
It's time.
Oh.
It is July 27th, 1940. We've got Bugs Bunny, named as Bugs Bunny, not Happy Rabbit. We've got Elmer Fudd in his natural habitat, hunting wabbits, presumably.
Here we are.
So, join us for the big one.
It's a big day!
A wild hare.
Oh, wow.
July 27th, 1940. Let's Bugs it up a notch. Well, thereby lies a thing.
Oh, God, that was good.
It had all the bits you need.
It did.
He's hunting wabbits.
We've got a What's Up, Doc.
What's Up, Doc.
Like, we got the
Couple
catchphrases. We got everything.
He's got his white gloves now.
Yeah. He's got his white gloves. He's got his little tail. Like, his face needs to...
Yeah, a bit like fluffy around the old jowls, but ultimately, this is our boy. This is Bugs.
And Elmer in his full garb.
Yeah, he's got his full iconic hunting garb now. It's interesting to see, because obviously last time, our last Elmer one was when he was trying to take photos of rabbits.
Yeah.
And it did not go well for him. And he's clearly got some anger.
Yeah. He's definitely got that built up.
But the old Elmer's still in there.
Yeah.
So basically, he goes hunting bugs. He gives them the run around for a bit. It comes to a point where he basically goes, look, to show him a sport, you can have a good shot at me. And he feigns death.
He does.
And Elmer is like...
Oh, he's distraught.
He's distraught.
But I mean, like Bugs does lay it on very thick.
Yeah. He's delivering the tearjerker Oscar performances that Happy Rabbit wasn't capable of.
Exactly. And then, all Elmer feels sorry for him, and Bugs uses that to kick him up the arse. Which is great.
As is his want.
Yeah. And give him a little kiss on the nose as well.
Yeah. He gave him a lot of kisses.
He did give him a lot of kisses.
Yeah.
Like, right on the face.
He's out to, he's not out to just frustrate Elmer Fudd.
No.
He is out to, fundamentally confuse Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
Which deeply.
Yeah, which reasonably isn't going to be that hard, I don't think.
Well, no, but it's like he's seen the conflict within Elmer, who's sort of this really sort of slow-witted but very soft-hearted guy, but incredibly quick to anger. Yeah, and Bugs has seen this opportunity.
Yeah, he's like, I can wind him right up in so many ways.
Because I remember watching him as a kid, Bugs dressing up as a lady rabbit quite a lot.
Yeah,
and things like that. But I'm actually quite impressed how sort of from the off he is like that. He's pirouetting around, doing kissing Elmer on the face at every conceivable opportunity.
He doesn't pull any punches with it. He is just,
He's not afraid of giving his booty a little shake.
Yeah, he loves it. But the thing is, I think he just doesn't conform to anything because.
But I'm saying he's quite a progressive guy.
Yeah. But we don't know at what point that he became sentient. We know he hasn't taken his trouser test, but we don't know at what point he became sentient. So it's possible that he's maybe always just.
We don't know that he hasn't taken his trouser test. There's gloves.
Well, that is true, but there again, Happy Rabbit had gloves.
Yeah, but I reckon he nicked him.
I reckon he did.
I'm not saying Bugs has taken the trouser
test. Bugs
I think he will at
some
some point. I think we're viewing it in the same way as we were viewing Daffy at the start.
Yes, yeah. I'm thinking he hasn't.
He's not a city rabbit.
Yeah, I don't think he's yet to do it. But like I say, I don't know whether he had a moment, whether or not whether he was born sentient. But it is possible that he's the first. Rabbit to be born sentient, but not from sentient parents.
But what's interesting to me is that he's exhibiting in many ways a lot of the characteristics that Daffy did, like just
Yeah.
basically like non-compliance with the societal rules of the Toon
Yeah.
world. You don't like, you know, he's happy to use his Toon powers, and like, you know, he's
Very much so.
and you know he'll like he's not gonna live in the city.
No.
He's happy to just hang around outside
In his old...
driving people up the fucking wall. But it's odd that although he's exhibiting those characteristics, Daffy, you know, when we watched it, he went like, you know, and we're quite correctly, that he's absolutely cuckoo. Like,
Yes. Oh, God.
he's a dangerous maniac.
Yeah.
Bugs carrying it very well.
Yeah, he definitely seems to be able to kind of rein it in. He knows how to not go too far.
He seems more of a sort of free spirit
Yeah.
rather than like just someone who doesn't get it.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Daffy seems like he doesn't get it.
Yeah,
Bugs
like
seems
Daffy's
like
just doing it.
Bugs seems like he gets it and he rejects it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
That Daffy just seems to be, you know, reacting to situations. He doesn't seem to have any control over it. Whereas Bugs, he's got full
it's almost like it feels
control.
Yeah, it feels like more of a political statement than a confusion.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
like, I'm not being part of this.
Yeah, I've
Until
had
it
enough
sorts
of it.
itself out. So I wonder if maybe he is, maybe he has lived amongst the other Toons
Yeah, and disliked it.
and has gone, do you know what? I'm out. And
Yeah,
he's gone to live in a hole.
yeah, but potentially he's not happy with the current rift that's coming, you know, between the sentient items, and he wasn't happy with the human Toon rift.
Yeah. Maybe
And-
Bugs has been in it a lot, but just in like he's just a
In the
background
background.
bunny.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've, you know, the portal's actually opened up on him.
Yeah.
Ah.
But I think it's because it's following Elmer.
Yeah,
Because the portal has some
Sense
level
of-
of will of its
yeah,
own.
exactly.
Right?
It seems to know
It's
where
definitely
it wants
selected
to go.
people. It's got a chosen.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it follows Porky a lot, follows Daffy a lot,
Yeah.
follows Elmer a lot.
So possibly it's people with, like, you know, magnetic personalities. So maybe it's not that the portal itself has a will. Maybe it's just that these Toons are giving off a certain energy.
There is
which
some sort of primal force
yeah,
at work.
which is dragging the portal to open on them more regularly than others.
Yeah, but the correlation between what those things, like, those characteristics are, we haven't quite managed to pin.
No.
But it's leading towards something.
Yeah.
At
yeah,
some
definitely.
point, all of these people are going to be relevant. It's like a superhero team origin
Yeah. Eventually they're going to end up together.
which we know.
Yeah, because you know, any force that's pulling the portal to view them inevitably is going to bring them together.
Because we're studying the history. We're in 1940. But we know know where this goes.
Well, yeah, of course we do.
It goes to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, another classic
a-
magnetic personality.
Yeah, some aliens
Yeah,
and a basketball tournament to end all basketball tournaments. But we don't know anything what happens in between there.
no,
And we've got to find out.
yeah, we do, and you know that isn't necessarily the kind of it's going to be the last we see of the, you know, that kind of happening, but it is a main focus
But
point.
what will governs the portal? That's the question. What's behind it all? Is it an agency? Is it some sort of
Yeah,
higher force?
This is the big overriding question, I guess,
Yeah.
that, you know, we've been
Eventually-
skirting around, and you know, this is the one we need to answer.
You know, we've got Porky, we've got Daffy, we've got Elmer. Like, I get why Elmer was considered relevant
Yes,
because he was the egghead that made it.
yeah,
So that one, I get why he's so important.
yeah,
We've now got Bugs. We've been following Sniffles a while, but he doesn't make it.
no.
Something's going to happen to Sniffles, and it might be the Alzheimer's.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
yeah, like it's going to be interesting to explore what draws the portal to a personality and why.
yeah.
Because we know who's coming in. Like, it's all kinds.
There is. There is a lot of big characters coming,
And
A
they'll all
lot
have
of
their
big
part to
characters.
play.
Yeah. So,
It's going to be quite the journey.
big question.
But
Big question.
we've got a new companion to make our journey with.
We have the classic, the all-time classic.
The all-time classic, The Face.
Oh,
It's also going to be interesting to see the relationship between Bugs and Porky, because Porky's been the face up till now.
He has.
And unlike most of the other characters, he seems very aware of some of the higher stuff, right? Like, you know,
he's quite high up in, you know, the
agency sort of side of it. I think, like, you know, he's quite aware of that.
Well, most definitely.
Which might be why Porky the Fourth had to suffer quite the fate that he did.
Tragic.
He knew too much.
He did, and he couldn't be let.
And he was out in our world. He could have blown the whole thing wide open.
He did drive around a lot. Someone might have seen him. Oh, hold on a minute. That was a cartoon pig.
The fucking phone.
That was a cartoon pig.
But yeah, so we're going to leave it there for today. But we've got a lot to think about in the
haven't we just
in the coming episodes and going forward.
Yeah.
So join us next Wednesday for the Space Jam Continuum.
Yeah. Bye.
Ooh.